Hello and welcome to Europhoria, the podcast all about the great, glam and garish from Eurovision past. My name is Roland Boddenham, and as ever I am joined by my co-host, and as Elena Paparizou said in 2005, never leave me, and believe me, you will be the sun in my raining season. It's the wonderful Isobel Chilman. That was a bit wet, wasn't it?
You've lost it, yeah. Jesus.
Please never leave.
I mean, it's nice to hear from someone.
Someone at least wants you nearby.
Near enough.
In the general vicinity.
Somewhere close enough.
Hi, Isobel.
Hi, Roland.
How's it going?
I'm alright, thanks. I had a bit of a nightmare, haven't I?
Oh, God.
With the cat.
Oh, with the cat. Yeah, cat tails.
Cat tails. Woo! She had a bit of a poopy bum didn't she?
Shitty butt.
She had a poopy bum.
Sorry to start the podcast with that.
So I had to, as anyone who's ever owned a cat before will understand, this is not an easy task, but I had to get the cat in the shower to clean off her bum.
Cats don't like showers.
No.
They're not used to them.
No. And to make it even worse, I was on the phone to my mate when I realised that she had a poopy bum because she was going outside, and so quite loudly on the phone I went, the cat's got diarrhea all down her leg, just as my really attractive neighbour went into his flat.
It's understandable. You're a caring cat mum. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's a
great.
positive attribute to have.
She's fine now.
Good. Well, let's begin the podcast in the same way we begin every podcast with a lovely little question. Isobel.
Yes.
Would you like
yes.
a bottle of, because I have several bottles lying around my flat and they've got to be drunk before I go away, a lovely bottle of Prosecco from Italia.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Do you want some Prosecco?
Yes, please.
Okay, excellent.
I need to get the glasses.
I've got the glasses.
Oh.
Yeah. How's your week been?
It feels like it's been really long already, mate.
Oh,
We're
God.
only on a Tuesday.
My weeks are
Tuesday.
going too fast.
Because you're going, Roland's leaving me, he's leaving me for New York.
That's true, but yeah, no, it's slightly terrifying. I've got like 4 or 5 weekends left.
That's nuts.
Yeah, so it's slightly worrying, but that's fine.
It's one of those things where you go, it's fine.
It's
and
fine.
your voice goes too high so everyone can tell you're like, I'm fine.
The thing is the amount of conversations I've had with people where the question is, oh, so you're looking forward to going away? And like, I have the same answer. So if anyone is around me for longer than like 10 minutes, they hear me like do the same line of like, oh, I probably it won't sink in until I'm on the plane and I realise I don't have a return ticket.
I won't even think about it until I'm 3 months in. I go, oh, bloody hell, this is my life now.
Yeah, and you just sound like an idiot like repeating things, but you kind of have to have that set line, don't you? Here we go. I'm just going to do this.
Pop.
It's going to go loud. Ready? Whoa!
Oh!
Did I terrify Pats? Is Pats all right?
I think she liked it.
She likes it. That's fine.
It's all right.
Let's have a listen.
Yeah, but it's the fizz with the Prosecco, isn't it? Get that. Bloody get that down your ear rolls. Lovely.
Drink it up.
Drink that up.
Drink that sound right up. Here you are. Cheers. Cheers to Eurovision.
Nice.
Very nice.
I've got some other news.
Are we going on to news now?
No.
Oh, this is just personal
news.
stuff. Go on.
News
Tell me
about me.
Tell me the you news.
I saw a celebrity today.
Celebrity spotting with Isobel Chilman.
Yeah.
Go on, tell
and
me the
it's a
celeb.
bloody good one.
Shit, is it?
Walking up from office on Kingsway in Holborn.
Yeah.
It's manic at 5:30.
Yeah.
Full of people pouring in and out the station. Me carrying all of Roland's podcast gear with this right look on my face because no one was moving out my way. Yeah. Because obviously they couldn't tell how heavy the bag was.
It's heavy.
It's heavy. And who walked towards me? Gareth Gates!
No!
Gareth
Gates?
Put an immediate smile on my face.
I bet it did.
Brightened up my day.
Oh, wow. Good for Gareth Gates.
He was very tanned and quite toned. And very fresh-faced. He still looks 21.
Oh, yeah. He's always going to have a baby face, isn't he? Ex-pop star, now businessman, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Doesn't he? Oh, yeah. What's his company that he has?
I can't remember.
Jam or something.
He followed our brand. Jam? He followed our brand on Twitter.
Something is as ridiculous as that.
Yeah. It's Gareth Gates. Lovely jams.
I can't remember what it was. Like pomegranates or something.
Yeah. Something outrageous.
Yeah.
Good for him. Good for you.
Good for me.
Yeah, good for you mainly.
Really happy.
Good. He didn't help you with your bag though.
No, he was very busy and going the opposite directions.
Sure he was.
That's fine.
Doing his business meetings.
Totally okay.
Buy my pomegranates. not his business. Anyway, speaking of that, let's go straight into
Eurovision news.
Again, not loads of Eurovision news. The Melody Festival and dates have been confirmed. And they are set to be with all the semi-finals, between the 3rd of February 2018 and the 10th of March 2018. A full month of Melody Festival.
Thank you, Sweden.
So it's still a way away, but the dates are in and people can enter their stuff now. So
get your song in, mate.
Get me.
You.
Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, maybe I should.
Find a Swede.
Find a Swede. I wish.
Get them to do the song. Yeah, don't we all, mate?
We all.
Don't we all?
Oh God.
Yeah.
There's not too much else news. We know. I mean, there's obviously if you're following Eurovision, there's a lot of talk about Salvador and his condition at the moment. He's in hospital. I think still awaiting surgery. However, it's a changing condition. I think it would be a bit remiss of us to talk in too much detail about the situation, as between now and when this comes out, it could change. So, I mean, it's safe to say our thoughts are with him. And actually, summing up our thoughts is none other than the wonderful Alexander Rybak.
Oh, dream babe.
Get ready
Eurovision of all
to
time.
love him even more. When the news came out about Salvador's condition, Alexander Rybak sent out a message on Facebook that said the following: Salvador, you amazing man, earlier this year you proved us the impossible. Not only did you have a heart for two, but you had a heart power for millions of people all over the world. Now I hope you feel the love from all of us when you need it the most. Eat, rest, laugh, cry, watch a lot of stupid movies, and embrace our support from Norway and beyond. #Rise Salvador. So we'll leave it at that, I think, and obviously we wish him all the best and to get well very soon. And we'll keep everyone updated as news comes in on that. Let's move straight on to some any other business. Some lovely emails today coming from people all over the world. Our first email comes from one Graham Dobson from the...
I know who that is.
You know who that is. I'm just going to read this out. It's subject line, hello from San Francisco. Dear Isobel and Roland, first off...
Hi, Graham.
First off, full disclosure, I've known Roland since he was born.
No.
However, despite that, you're my favourite, Isobel, and I think I love you.
Don't. I have heard so much about Graham since I first met Roland, and I am goddamn desperate to meet him.
I know, right? Yeah,
So
you still haven't met.
It'll happen, Graham. Me and you one day will be together. You can't hold us apart.
No.
Nope.
It'll happen. Graham goes on to say, I was a big old Eurovision fan in my closeted 1970s youth, but moving to the States... But moving to the States meant that the opportunity to watch the show and follow all the build-up was non-existent to begin with when I first moved here, and then required research on the interweb, and then in brackets, not happening. That is until the last 2 years when Eurovision has finally been shown on American TV. I introduced my husband Mick to it this year.
Hi, Mick.
And he watched it for the very first time and was an instant convert. Finally understood what all the fuss was about. He immediately suggested we go to Portugal next year.
Wow. Pick me up en route.
I know, right? Graham says, I'm loving the idea of an American version, especially if it includes all of the Americas and is hosted by RuPaul.
Oh my God. Who else could it be hosted by?
RuPaul, every year.
It would have to be.
Every year. I feel like maybe Ru, if it's not hosted by Ru, maybe Ru could take a Yonola kind of role, as in like master of ceremonies, mistress of ceremonies.
That would work really well.
Yeah, so that would be pretty good. Yeah. Anyway,
because you know they'd end up getting one of them. What are the idiots like?
Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, it would be bloody Seacrest.
Yeah, it would be Seacrest. He does everything.
Carry on.
Anyway, Graham says, I just wanted to say hi. I have listened to every episode, and apart from some of Roland's more boring stories and some pretty dreadful songs, the Euro over anyone, I agree. I have been very entertained on my walks to and from work. One minor criticism, in brackets, you knew it was coming. Roland, as much as I loved RSVP and Let's Get Down to Business, Do you think your songs are becoming a little samey?
Oh.
Where are the soaring ballads that we can hold up lighters to? What about the sensitive folk song? How about a 70s style light rock number?
Yeah.
I think that electropop is becoming too much of a crutch for you. There, I said it. Brackets. Sorry, not sorry. Anyway, keep doing what you're doing. Great stuff. Graham, P.S. Roland, of course, I love you too.
Oh,
Graham, I would say that would you tell Robin to stop being an electro-pop? No.
Mediocre.
I've got a style.
Ballads that people like.
I'm an auteur. I've got a style, and I'm going to stick with my style.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I'm not
Graham.
I'm not Madonna. I'm not going to reinvent myself every week.
He's going to make us both millions one day.
I think Graham gave up on that years ago.
He's going to make us millions, okay?
Maybe one day. One song. I don't like. It's fine if they're all samey. They'll all be samey, but then one song will break through, and that'll be my one go. Let's move on. We do have another.
That'll be your Daz Sampson.
That'll be my Daz Sampson, and I'll retire just like Daz has done. Has he? Let's move on. We got another email. Thank you, Graham, for that email. That was lovely to hear from you. We have another email. Subject line: good morning, afternoon, evening. It says, "Hey guys."
Hey guys.
I'll say actually, this is from a regular emailer. It's been a little bit of a while. Named Thomas Barlow. Starts, "Hey guys, hope things are well. Congratulations, Roland, with a new job. Thanks. I feel envious of Chance that you'll be closer to him and further from me. But what can I do? Move to New York. I've been travelling around Eastern/Central Europe for the last few months.
Oh, wow.
And for the last few weeks, sorry. And due to complications with my Bulgarian SIM card, I had no internet during my lovely 7-hour bus journeys. Your podcast helped ease the pain considerably."
Oh, lovely stuff.
Yeah, piece of help, aren't we? "During my voyage, I heard several Eurovision songs. The first was Romania's from 2015, followed by Johnny Logan's What's Another Year, both of which were played in the same restaurant. Great restaurant.
Amazing. I want to go there.
Eurovision-themed restaurant. In a hostel in Budapest, I heard Waterloo, and whilst climbing a hill in Ukraine, Yodel It was in the background in a cafe."
Shut up.
Perfect. "But none of this compared to Chobo. I should point out that I hitchhiked for a large portion of my journey." Thomas sounds amazing. Like his life.
Living his best life.
I know. And was picked up by Chobo in the south of Hungary. His English was limited, so the only way we connected was music. He pressed play.
God, did you just sing alternate lines of
no.
Jedward lipsticks to each other and then fell in love?
Well, no, he says he pressed play and the first song was heavy metal. My, oh my, I was worried. But fortunately, the tone changed when David Guetta came on. Following this, Dead or Alive's You Spin Me Round, getting better.
Oh, wow, he's getting sassier and sassier.
But then, perhaps the greatest moment of my trip happened. This was played. He sent me a YouTube link here. I'm not gonna play it just because we've played it before. But I will tell you that the song, and you were right about getting sassier and sassier, was Verka. Just like all the way from heavy metal, David Guetta, Dead or Alive, Verka.
Oh, amazing. Imagine you, like, I think I would never stop screeching if I was hitchhiking in the middle of nowhere with someone that didn't really speak the same language and they put on Verka. Yeah. I just heard that initial, I would screech in their face.
They would have to pull the car over.
They'd have to, because I would never stop laughing. And then we could dance around the car.
Yeah, that'd be
and then
perfect.
you bond and be best friends forever.
Yeah, that's it. And you don't need to speak the sound language. You speak the language of song.
He's done it again.
Oh, bloody ruined it.
Made it wet again.
Thomas goes on to say, Isobel, this week's, i.e. last week's story was so beautiful.
Oh, thanks, love.
A fascinating life and tale. And don't worry about going off on tangents. They are hilarious. And mainly when we're drunk. We were drunk.
I don't know what happened.
Thomas says the tangents are hilarious and interesting and just as entertaining as the rest of the podcast. Roland, this week's song was wonderful. Unlike your brave attempt the week before. I can't remember what the brave attempt the week before was. But anyway, 8 points. All the best from still your only listener in Bulgaria, Tom. Thanks, Tom.
Tom from Bulgaria.
Tom throwing out compliments to all of us. We're very happy with that.
Thanks, babes.
Thanks, all you lovely emailers. Okay, Isobel.
Yes.
Shall I do my story?
Go for it, mate.
So, Isobel, we are continuing my trilogy here of when
I forgot about this.
ex-Eurovision performers decide to dip their toes into politics. Last week we had the lovely story of Domenico Modugno, who sung songs, campaigned for the rights for disabled people, and saved sea turtles.
Absolute dream, babe.
Dream babe. This week, I would like to talk to you about a Eurovision contestant named Dana and her entry into the Eurovision Song Contest all the way back in 1970.
Oh, I was about to smash your face in.
I know you fucking were.
There was about to be a murder.
Oh, no, don't worry. I was intentionally doing that, playing with tension.
Oh, he's good, isn't he? He's a good storyteller.
Dana Rosemary Scallon.
Oh, I love the name Rosemary.
Yeah. Dana Rosemary Scallon grew up on the rough streets of Derry in Northern Ireland. Now, Derry in the 1960s was actually a pretty fractious and dangerous place to be living. It was the focal point for a lot of skirmishes basically during the Northern Irish conflict. Quick history lesson. I love a quick history lesson.
Who doesn't? None of us listened at school, so go for it.
No, here we go. This is where we learn all our stuff that we can bring up when we're drunk at
You learn it now, age 28
That's it.
and above.
So basically, for those of you who don't know about the history of the conflict in Northern Ireland, between the late 60s and roughly 1998, basically a low-level war took place in Northern Ireland. The conflict was largely politically motivated, but had religious elements of inherently buried within it. The main conflict was over whether Northern Ireland should remain a part of the UK or not. The Unionists, who were mainly Protestant, wanted Northern Ireland to remain within the United Kingdom, and the Nationalists, who were largely Catholic, wanted Northern Ireland to leave the UK and join a united Ireland. The conflict basically began during a campaign to end discrimination against the Catholic and nationalist minority by the Protestant unionist government and police force. The campaign was basically met with violent resistance by the loyalists. By the end of the conflict, almost 50,000 people had been injured, with 3,532 deaths, including 1,841 civilians. So it was all in all a pretty bloody and awful conflict. So in amongst all of that conflict and all of that tragedy, our young Dana was growing up in a Catholic upbringing with her 3 brothers and 2 sisters. When she was just 6 years old, she entered and won a talent contest in St. Colum's.
Lots of these Eurovision lot are into the talent contest.
Start early, isn't it? Start them early.
Did you ever do a talent contest?
I did. I did in primary school.
Yeah.
I entered the school talent contest. We did a mime and dance to Aqua Barbie Girl, and I did the man who did "Come on, Barbie, let's go party."
God, that is not far off from what I was going to say. I won a playground talent competition.
A playground one?
It was like
organised,
yeah. Where I lip synced and danced to Billy Piper Because We Want To, and I had 2 of my friends be the backing dancers.
We were the campus children.
Oh my God, were we?
Oh, we were meant for this podcast.
Oh, lovely.
There I was singing along. Yeah. Anyway, I also once did an audition for a pantomime. This was back when I thought I'd be a child actor, or my mum wanted me to be a child actor. And
I ain't blaming you, Mum.
And we had to learn a dance to Lou Bega's Mambo No. 5. I listened to the song.
I'd pay good money to watch that.
I listened to the song like probably about 100 times, and so like
it was on my Now album.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I've genuinely listened to that song. Yeah. I think over 1,000 times.
It's like burned into my memory now. Like as soon as that bum 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 bum, I was like,
I get really annoyed when people say all the names wrong.
Oh God,
because that's like an alphabet.
Yeah.
That will never leave me. On my deathbed, I'll just be reciting that song.
Anyway, I'm sure Dana was doing the same sort of thing, dancing to Lou Bega and Aqua Barbie Girl. She won the contest. Unlike, did you win?
Yeah.
I can't remember if I won or not. I didn't get in the audition. So Dana learnt the piano, the violin, the acoustic guitar, sang in a school choir, and also had several years of ballet practice under her belt too. It seemed like she and probably her parents were set on her becoming a superstar. By the early 1960s, Dana had formed a trio with her two sisters who performed mainly at charity concerts put on by her father.
The Irish love that.
Oh, they love
Bewitched.
it. Yeah, exactly. Just sing a song with your sisters.
Oh.
It's easy. You're all in the same place at the same time.
May
You can
as
just
well
practice.
crack on.
Yeah. So after a while performing at these charity concerts, her older sister Eileen decided that the musical life wasn't for her, and she quit the band to become a hairdresser. Fair enough.
Of course you did,
Of course she
Eileen.
did. Eileen, hairdresser.
Aw.
The duo, her and her remaining sister, continued, however, and after an aunt contacted a friend in the music industry, we all got them, an aunt with a friend in the music industry, recording company Decca offered the pair a recording contract, at which point her other sister decided to decline the offer, got married and moved to the United States of America, leaving Dana all on her own. This didn't stop Dana, however, and after taking her O-levels, she sent off a demo to Decca, who snapped her up as a solo artist.
Excellent stuff. Shouldn't
Still
need the rest of
pushing
him.
that. No, fuck them. I'm sure she didn't say that, but, I am. After her first single came out to sort of fairly middling sales, she began performing in Dublin's cabaret and folk clubs at weekends, where she slowly began gaining popularity. She entered the Irish National Song Contest in 1969 and failed.
Oh.
But she re-entered in 1970 with a song called All Kinds of Everything. Vague. All sorts of stuff.
Yeah, I like that.
And she won.
Wow.
Which meant that she was off to represent Ireland in the Eurovision Song Contest 1970.
1970. Oh, lovely stuff.
Long time ago.
I
Dana,
bet my dad would know this one.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's quite
Dad.
well known.
He hadn't contacted us in a while.
Yeah, bloody
Which basically
hell.
means I've not heard from you in months.
Is he all right? Well, we saw the snake thing.
Oh my God, the
Yeah.
snake. Yeah, he's fine. He's all right.
Dana later said that she was aware of the world's perception of her country, and more specifically her own town, through the news reports of conflict and gun battles. What she wanted to do was to show the world that was not the town that she knew, that conflict didn't represent the spirit of the people in her town. Bearing in mind at this point that she was only 19 years old, she was very young to have the weight of representing her town and her country on her shoulders. So she went onto that stage. She performed last overall in the night. Let's have a quick listen to her song. I'll warn you, it's pretty sickly sweet.
Okay.
You told me I was being sickly sweet. I think I was influenced by this song. Let's have a listen to All Kinds of Everything.
Burning trees, autumn leaves, a snowflake or two. All kinds of everything remind me of you. All kinds of everything remind me of you.
All right.
bit,
there we go.
All things bright and
Yeah. Is that
beautiful.
and what's the one from Sound of Music? These are a few of my favorite things. It's very it's the it was early 70s, and it was very positive. It pretty, as we say, pretty sickly sweet, and not necessarily aged that well. So in terms of the other performers that year, the UK were actually strong favourites going in that year. In fact, the UK delegation were so sure of victory that they had organised a winners' party to be thrown after the contest.
This is why, A, people don't like us as a nation, and B, we deserve to have everything good taken away from us. What a stinky little attitude.
My mum...
Stinky as Patsy's bum was earlier.
Jesus Christ, there we go. My mum always used to say to me, and she used to have to say this to me quite a lot, pride comes before a fall, Roland. And I would say I would say the same to the UK
Oh my
delegation.
gosh, I'd have loved to meet you as an obnoxious, precocious child. You'd have been worse than me. And I was bad.
Yeah, I've got this dance to Lou Bega, Mum. Don't worry. Well, Roland, pride comes before a fall.
Oh,
I didn't
God.
get that role. Anyway, so as we just said, pride comes before a fall. Well, Dana put an end to their pride, firmly beating the UK into second place, scoring 32 points to the UK's 26. Dana was instantly a hero in Ireland. When she arrived back at the Dublin airport, she explained that there must have been at least 5,000 people there to greet her, cheering her arrival. They were celebrating not only the success at Eurovision, but also that people were finally hearing their voice, that there was finally... You know, they were finally put on the world stage and couldn't just be forgotten or remembered as a country that's at war with itself.
Yeah.
As we've said many times, it's about representing your country as a positive place,
somewhere that is beautiful and has culture and positivity and is still full of love and isn't just whatever is appearing in the media.
After spending a short time in Dublin, Dana was flown to a small airport in Derry. Now, this seems like a fairly minor thing. It's probably maybe like a 40-minute flight. It was actually the first time that a plane had travelled from the Republic of Ireland into Northern Ireland, which is a very significant event for cross-border relations.
She was on it.
She was on it, and it was her flight. Like, they flew it for her. The song All Kinds of Everything would go on to sell more than 2 million units in countries around the world. Off the back of this, she released an album of the same name, which performed well. And we're going to sort of jump through a bit of time now. Over the next 9 years, Dana released 5 albums with a variety of successes and slightly disappointing releases. A career-changing moment for her, however, occurred when Pope John Paul II came to Ireland in 1979. JP too.
Wow.
The visit inspired her to write a song with her husband called Totus Tuus, which means in Latin, it means totally yours.
Oh, shut your mouth. No, it doesn't.
It does. I quite like that. Totally yours. It was a Christian religious song. The first
Christian
pop. Yeah, Christian pop.
This is nothing against Christianity.
Well,
my dad's a vicar. Remember, I'm very liberal.
Christian
pop's awful.
Well, this is where so far we've painted Dana in a very positive light, building bridges, doing lovely things. For me, this is where Dana starts slipping in our estimations. So this song.
Is this a bad one? Is she a bad one?
She's Dana. So Totus Tuus, or Totally Yours, went to #1 in Ireland and actually raised her appeal in America owing to the much larger Christian music market over there. Bloody Christian music. She began touring Christian music festivals in the States and was offered a recording contract over
with God.
That song. Yeah, God offered her a recording contract.
Wow.
He said, I ain't got money for you, but I'll look after you. It wasn't with God. It was with an actual recording company. A Christian one, though. So not that... I mean, it's not quite real. She continued writing Christian music, and although the song she wrote, Totally Yours, she wrote for Pope John Paul II's visit to Ireland. She actually missed his visit, doing something else more important probably. She finally got to meet him when she performed at the Superdome in New Orleans in front of 80,000 people.
What has happened?
And after the performance, the Pope himself made his way onto the stage to personally thank her. Apparently, it was a great performance.
Better to do.
He was just there. He was like, bloody hell, she's good. I'll go and thank her. Thanks, Dana.
Totally Yours.
Soon after this, her husband got a job working full-time for a Christian television network. Anyway, in 1997, Dana began receiving letters from people in Ireland suggesting that she run for the Irish presidency. She's had no interest in politics, so she initially dismissed the idea. However, soon the media got involved and started backing the campaign to get her to run. And we all know The good things that come from when a celebrity with no previous experience running for president decides to enter politics.
Yes.
Hooray! So she decided to run because people said she should, basically. She stood as an independent. She was like, fuck, I don't need any party backing me.
Nope. She's got God on her side.
I'm going to, me and God standing side by side.
Me and JP2.
She stood in 1997 in the race for the Irish presidency.
97.
1997, yeah.
Okay.
After voting took place, however, it was revealed that Dana couldn't quite replicate the success of Eurovision, and she came in third place with 13% of the vote. However, before she returned home to the United States, she did give one of my favourite sort of meaningless sound bites ever, which I want to be able to use at some point in my life. She said, "I may not be a president, but I am a precedent."
Oh,
doesn't mean
LinkedIn
anything.
profile update
Oh my
immediately.
I may not be a president, but I am a precedent.
Wowee.
Yeah, I want to be able to use that in some context at some point in my life. In 1999, she took the U.S. citizenship oath. Basically, the U.S. citizenship means you have to renounce your allegiance to any other state or country, and that you are a US citizen.
To give up Ireland.
Well, that's it. Yeah, that same year she stood as an independent in Ireland for the European Parliament. So up until, and as I said, actually, Dana took a little fall in our estimations when she started doing Christian music. She's about to take another fall in our estimations now. So she stood for a member of the European Parliament. She campaigned. Her main campaigning points were opposition to abortion, opposition to contraception, opposition to divorce, and she took a Eurosceptic stance on the EU.
Nope. No, Dana. Whoa there, babes.
We don't like Dana anymore.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's she is consistent with her Catholic upbringing. Well, apart from the Euroscepticism, has nothing to do with being Catholic, but abortion, contraception, and divorce.
She's
fucking
consistent with being mean.
In 2001, she won and became a member of the European Parliament. Cool. In 2001, also, she successfully opposed a proposed amendment to the Irish Constitution that would have legalised the morning after pill and the IUD as well. So, all the rights for women. Nah, don't worry about it. Yeah.
Okay.
So she was member of the European Parliament for a few years, 5 years. In 2004, she lost her European Parliament seat and she took just 13.5% of the vote. So clearly people had tired of her shitty ways after that. After a few years of performing and making TV appearances across Ireland, Dana wanted to take one last crack at the Irish presidency. She hadn't quite had enough of politics
We've had enough
over
of
there.
you, Dana.
Yeah, I know at this point. She announced on the 19th of September 2011 that she was going to have another go and run for Irish presidency. She gained enough county councils backing to successfully make her a candidate. After tough campaigning, it was revealed on the 7th of October that Dana had a dual US and Irish citizenship.
That's what it is when you're a douchebag.
Yeah, citizenship.
Shit.
I give you a citizenship. Which meant, as we said, Dana had to renounce her allegiances to Ireland. Dana denied that she was hiding this from the public and basically said, no one had asked, so I didn't say anything about it. And saying that her US citizenship was not an issue then or now, and she had no reason to hide it. And apparently she didn't. She carried on campaigning. However, after the vote took place on the 27th of October, Dana Rosemary Scallon gained 2.9% of the vote and came in sixth place out of 7. It seems that Dana could never quite achieve the same success that saw her become a household name all those years
ago. Because everyone thought she was nice in the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. Seems like she's slightly become out of touch.
Isn't that funny how that happens?
Speaking of being a household name, Dana actually shares a name, as we noted at the beginning, with one other Eurovision legend, Dana International.
The best Dana.
The best Dana.
The good,
the good
open,
Dana.
loving Dana with love in her heart.
Now, Dana actually got her name from taking a feminized version of a friend called Daniel, who tragically died in a car accident when she was younger. However, when the original Dana was asked about sharing a name with trans superstar Dana International,
my back's getting up already.
No, I wouldn't worry. Actually, she took it fairly lightly and funny. Dana responded by saying, "I was quite upset because she definitely has better legs than me."
Okay.
And that is the story of the second of my trilogy of Eurovision stars becoming political heroes / anti-heroes.
Yeah.
Slightly less dramatic or lovely than
but a good one to know nonetheless. I didn't know about that.
yeah, she's a huge name in Eurovision history. Bob Geldof, there's a documentary called The Secret History of Eurovision.
Yeah.
And Bob Geldof talks about this song, and like he sort of goes, "Oh yeah, it was really important. It brought together a lot of people." And then basically for about a minute goes on about how shit the actual song is, and just like it's all like it is very like twee and sort of really leans into those Irish stereotypes of like, "Oh, we all lovely," and like, "Oh, it's all like green fields and la di da di da." But and the song is a bit like that. She's a bit like that. She's a bit wet. But there you go.
I'd rather her be wet than a bigot, though. So
she's wet and a bigot.
Yeah.
So anyway, there we go. Like a wet politician, not politician. Well, she was a politician for a bit.
Yeah.
But a real icon.
Mates with the Pope.
Mates with the Pope. Yeah. Anyway, from wet to let's hope something else. It's my time to attempt to come up with a Eurovision smash hit.
Lovely.
It's my time for a song.
Go for it, mate.
Isobel.
Yeah.
This week,
yeah.
I told myself I wanted to do 3 things. Let's say 3 things.
Okay.
I wanted something I could strut to.
Oh, okay. I love a strut.
Yeah. I wanted something sexy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I wanted to push the barrier, but I really have tried to make it something that will slip under the radar of Jon's watchful gaze.
Oh no.
Okay. So I think
double entendres.
I'm gonna challenge you that I think there's nothing in this that wouldn't be allowed in, but it's sexy.
Oh, this is it's Roland sexy.
Now listen, Isobel. I want you to go in. And we've had this conversation before. Don't think of it as me singing or doing a sexy dance. Think of it as a sexy man doing a sexy dance. So, Isobel, I want you... I'm challenging you. Prove me wrong, but I think this is going to be allowed.
Okay.
This song is called Give Me Your Hole.
Nope, banned already.
No, that's fine.
Stop.
Okay.
Nope, banned.
Here we go. This is...
No, it's not being played. It's not being
no,
played
it
in
is.
the competition.
Hole, WHOLE. Give me your whole. Like your whole. Like all of you. Give me your whole. Are you ready? This is Give Me Your Whole.
Watch out, baby, because here I come with a look so cool, I'll make your feet go numb. And now you got hot fever because you're looking at me. Well, baby, let me use your body, you can use mine for free. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the usual type. I'll kiss you gently and I'll touch you just right. I'm not your A to Z kind of regular guy. Oh no, I flip the whole thing over so you comes before I. And Casanova ain't got nothing on me. Just let me in, cause it's easy to see. You've got my mind, my body, my heart and my soul. Oh, I give you all I got, so baby, give me your whole. Play out your fantasy. Let's go further than you've gone in all your wildest dreams. I'll be your test drive, punching bag, all this for you. I'm so full of passion, would you like to try passion fruit? Yeah. Oh, get on it. If you got it, then you should flaunt it. Make them hungry, make them all want it. You give me chills just like I've been haunted. Are you a ghost? Are you a demon? Call a priest, you got me believing. Am I awake or am I still dreaming? The way you move, you got the room screaming. I like you, baby, when you moan and you shout. That's what I care for, that's what I'm all about. And when you squeeze me, baby, I know you're almost done. And then I look you in the eyes now that I feel that you've had fun. Yeah, I know that you've had fun. And Casanova ain't got nothing on me. Just let me in, cause it's easy to see. You've got my mind, my body, my heart and my soul. All I give you, all I got, so baby, give me your whole.
Nope.
You can't just say no. That's clean.
No.
That's clean. They're all it's clean.
No.
Completely clean. Completely.
I'm gonna flip the whole thing over so you
No.
comes before I.
No. I'm not your A to Z regular guy. I'll flip the whole thing over so you comes before I. It's just talking about the alphabet.
No.
It's the alphabet.
No.
The letter
So-
U comes before I.
Yeah, I get the context
Yeah,
you're saying,
yeah.
but no. Give me your whole. Give me your whole. If someone said that to me, they would lose teeth.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
But in the context of I'll give you all I've got. So give me your
No.
I can't say it looking
Stop
at you.
it. No, do not. Look down at the floor, you grubby boy. So that song, the actual tune behind it,
Bam, bam,
bam,
bam,
bam.
bam.
Great.
Yeah.
There was more than a touch of Michael Jackson about that, certain bits of it. Like that, Bruno Mars, Prince,
Michael Jackson.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that could be.
Funky. Strutty.
Yeah, funky and strutty. Great. And
Yeah.
it's great until you start being dirty mouth boy. And being filthy.
I kept it gender neutral. So, well, I'm not your kind of, I'm talking about me as a guy, but, it could, sexy for anyone.
Too sexy.
Roland Bodnam,
Too
sexy for anyone.
That's going to be your LinkedIn profile. It wouldn't get through.
Fuck.
No.
Damn it.
So fundamentally,
Slavko talked about
you're
wet
not
dreams.
even going to get.
He talked about wet dreams and he got through.
But only one bit.
Yeah, it wasn't the whole song. It was that was a sexy song.
Yeah, that was a sexy song.
Let me ride your rocket, I think he said at one point, or we'll ride a rocket.
Yeah.
That was sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely Slavko. Sexy
lovely
Slavko. No, I think that's too sexy.
Give me your whole.
Because I think there's a slight difference. Yeah.
On the nose. for not for Eurovision songs, is that a good chat up line? I'm not your A to Z regular guy.
No.
I'll flip the whole thing over so
No.
you comes before I.
No. No. I mean, it wouldn't get through. But if it did, if you changed the lyrics slightly, so that you didn't talk about girls' holes.
Oh, not necessarily girls. I kept it gender neutral.
Okay. You didn't talk about people's holes.
Yeah. Okay.
In that way.
Okay.
I would have given that. Maybe you'd have got a 10 for that.
See,
mate.
really?
I'm really into the fun,
okay,
funky song.
yeah.
Maybe an 8.
But
you
just
pushed
not
it too far.
Not like.
So I'm gonna
gross.
whip you down a few points there.
Okay.
And say that you get C's.
6.
6.
Yeah, that's fine.
Too
We're
sexy.
gonna 2. I mean, not sexy, just gross.
So instead, you're 6y.
6y,
Hey.
not sexy. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There we go. That is our song done this week. I'm learning. I'm picking up some hints and tips. Don't be too sexy. It's hard. Sometimes I'm just too sexy.
I've managed to keep my hands off you for the last 2.5 years. So.
That's true. You're
Yeah.
very controlled. Let's end the podcast there. If you think you can do better and be less sexy than me,
contact us.
give us an email. Oh, we haven't done any of the contacts. Give us an email at Europhoria
Podcast.
at EurophoriaPodcast@gmail.com.
Or you can tweet us at EurophoriaCast.
I have a prize. I don't know if you have a prize. I'm going to add it really quick to the prize pool of all our stuff that you can win if you send us a song.
Send us something because it's all piling up in my bedroom now and I need to get rid of it.
I am entering into this
Is it something I'm gonna
prize
want?
pool a lovely jar within which is a scented soy candle.
Shut up. I want
Give that a smell, Isobel, and tell the listening public
green fig.
what it smells like.
Hand poured in London.
I've only lit it once, so it's still there largely.
Oh, wait.
It's nice, right?
Oh.
So lovely. It
listeners,
looks
that's
fancy. It's in like a nice brown
candle.
jar.
It's very East London hipster.
It's very it's very nice.
delicious.
So that goes in with all our other prizes. It's
This
prize.
is one that if no one does it, I'm going to have.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we
Thank
can split
you.
the prize pool. So bloody sending a song. There's a big pile of just prizes waiting.
There's
for
so many prizes.
Someone to win.
Which are just going to get shared out between me, Roland, and the charity shops down the road for me.
Yeah. So do that. You've got the email address and tweet at us as well and just send us a nice email. Let's end the podcast now, Isobel, in the way we end every single podcast this season. Isobel, Jon Ola sent me an email.
Oh, God. Wait, no. Really? I've just had an accident.
I mean, I wish he had.
Okay.
But let's imagine. Jon Ola has sent me an email. He thinks it's been too long since a Eurovision star has entered into politics, and he wants you to be the campaign manager. Only problem is, he doesn't yet have the star. He's leaving the choice to you, Isobel. Isobel, who will you decide to be the next Euro star to make the transition into politics, and on what issue will their platform be based?
I think there's only one person and one person alone who would be calm enough, suave enough, respected enough, with a sort of quiet forcefulness
Okay.
that everyone could get on side with.
Yeah. It's me, isn't it?
Absolutely not. I mean, I'd have to just sit Jon down and be like, Jon, baby, it's not about them. It's about you. It's always been about you. Of course, you're meant to be the person that has this platform.
Yeah.
And you can stand for everyone. You can have that voice of being the voice of 1,000 nations, as he has been throughout his time as head of the EBU. I mean, who wouldn't want Jon Ola as King of the World?
That's it.
Or is that just me?
Jon for King.
Jon for Lord Jon.
Lord Jon. There you go.
Lord Jon of Eurovision.
Jon, if you're listening, we've got your retirement plan worked out.
Doing it, mate.
And it's not to retire, it's to be fucking King of the World.
Hell yeah.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you know Jon, let him know. He's just been entered into the King of the World contest. That is all we've got time for this week. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you again next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks,
Love
guys.
you. Bye.
Bye.